Today, the tables have turned. It's me who is completely unhinged.
And
And
I'm here.
Arezou is going to try to reel me back because the Ahsoka second trailer came out and I got some big feelings. If you don't know, I am a huge Star Wars Rebels fan. I am a huge Ghost Crew. All those characters are my fave, especially Sabine Wren. Also, I had a tweet slightly go viral, and whenever something leaves your home base on the internet,
It's
you get.
scary.
But thank you, everyone who defended me, because I didn't have to do anything because either my mutual, my friends, or even random strangers came to my defense, and I love you. Thank you.
Including the
Anyway,
Star
we're
Wars Twitter account.
Oh, yes. Friggin' official Star Wars Twitter. I'll put a screen cap right here. It's official. Everyone belongs in this galaxy.
I should say, Candace texted me when this happened, and she was like, white men yelling at me about my Star Wars opinions. I didn't have this on my bingo card. And I'm like, that needs to be the free space on your bingo card.
Maggie and I just put out a Taylor Swift video, which wasn't negative about her. We love Taylor Swift. But I was just worried somebody might misconstrue it. So I thought, oh no, I'll get a Swiftie mad at me, even though I am a Swiftie. But no, it was Star Wars Twitter.
Because the Swifties agreed with you on that one.
Yeah. Thank you, Swifties. I don't even know how to explain
So the first trailer, which I think that Star Wars is a lot, the first trailer is like the vibes. Here's the world, here are the characters, here's the loose, what's happening. The second trailer is like the meat. This is what the show's about.
Yeah.
This is the conflict. We're past vibes at this point.
Yeah, we see the characters in the first trailer. Hera has like one line, that's it. And yeah, we see Sabine and Ahsoka meet again. The thing is that's bothering me is Ahsoka, not bothering me, but intriguing me, I should say, is Ahsoka and Sabine. Actually, 1 and 2 of my favorite Star Wars characters. Ever. Like, the top 10 characters, period, in all of fiction.
You're just eating so well.
They're going on an adventure together, Arezou. Okay.
I'm so happy for you.
No, I'll show you. I put on Tumblr. I'm like, hey, after the finale, I'm like, when am I getting a book about this? Because that's all I thought I was going to get.
You're getting a whole show.
A freaking series about it. Okay. But Sabine and Ahsoka don't interact much in the Rebels series.
No, I guess they don't.
They don't. Like, Sabine's in the room, but Ahsoka's either talking to Hera, Kanan, or Ezra.
Right.
Or Rex. I feel like Sabine has more interaction with Rex than she does Ahsoka, any.
Because Ahsoka comes and goes, but like Rex stays.
Yeah. Rex is like the crazy uncle who's hanging out with him. Helps him fight some spiders, kind of thing.
Did you catch Ahsoka's Rex armor? In the trailer. At one point, she's sitting in the cockpit and she's wearing like armor that looks like Rex. It's not Rex's armor. It's just the same color scheme because it like fits her. It's not fit to Tamora Morrison. But
yeah,
you didn't see this?
I got distracted by some other things that happened, Arezou, which we were talking about. Okay. All right. So again, they don't have much of an interaction, but I was thinking about this. Ahsoka is very good friends with Bo-Katan, isn't she?
She is.
And in the season 7 finale, she talks to Bo and she's, I learned so much from you. Pretty much acting like Bo-Katan's like big sister to her, right? Mm-hmm. They seem to have a really good relationship. And I mean, even in Mandalorian, Bo-Katan knows where Ahsoka is. So that means they're still in contact. So obviously, close relationship. Who is Bo-Katan's right-hand woman?
Ersa Wren.
Ersa Wren. Sabine Wren's mother. So, yeah, I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud. I'm wondering, did Ahsoka know little baby Sabine?
Maybe she's of baby Sabine, but I don't know that they actually met. Because I don't think like Ursa's lugging Sabine around.
No, I think Aldridge has her, but like
she's probably like opening her little wallet, like look at my baby.
Look at my baby.
You want to see baby pictures? Wait, no. Sabine wasn't born yet.
Yeah, she was. Sabine is about 1.5 to 2 years older than Ezra and Luke and Leia. So,
you know what? I got my timeline.
Siege of Mandalore happens days before Ezra is born.
Yeah, no, I got my timeline. Ignore me.
It's okay. I'm here for that. So, Sabine is the little toddler Mandalorian at this time. So, there is a connection there, okay? Because I feel like if you know Bo-Katan, you're gonna know Ursa's there. So, I feel like maybe they have some kind of connection that way. Maybe that will be explored. That will be kind of exciting. Okay, going back to Sabine and Ahsoka. Sabine tells Ahsoka, "You never made it easy on me." What? They barely interacted. Could she be
That we
referencing
saw.
that we saw at least? Maybe we'll get some flashbacks or maybe at least talking about it. Maybe she's talking about Ahsoka being Fulcrum because as we're watching season 1, Sabine is big mad at Hera for keeping secrets, including
But she's more
Fulcrum.
mad at Hera, not Ahsoka. I think we're
But
getting flashbacks.
you think we're getting
I think that's
flashbacks
what
or
we're
at
getting.
least like because Hera, okay. So, Hera and Ahsoka are talking in the hologram, holocom, whatever.
Yes.
And I don't know, because trailers can be deceiving. Ahsoka says Sabine's as stubborn as ever, or like she's as stubborn as ever, and then it shows Sabine, but maybe she could be talking about someone else. We don't know. Probably it is Sabine because Sabine is
Yeah, like that
stubborn.
doesn't make sense to lie about.
Yeah. And then Hera says, I bet you gave your master trouble too. Like, that's a weird thing to say.
Yeah, then that ties into Sabine calling Ahsoka master.
Yes. And Ahsoka says, I never finished my training. I walked away from Anakin, just like I walked away from Sabine. It's also Hera comparing Sabine and Ahsoka's relationship as master and apprentice.
Yeah.
And then Sabine calls her master, and that's again when I lost my freaking mind.
What if we don't get flashbacks to the duration of Rebels, but like the time between the end and the epilogue, because Sabine has Ezra's lightsaber.
Yep.
So because she was training with Kanan with the darksaber, what if she asked Ahsoka to kind of take over that training using Ezra's lightsaber? And then Ahsoka walks away for the cause, and that's why she walked away from Sabine. That's why Sabine calls her master. Like, what if that's what happened?
Yeah. I don't know if
I don't know why.
Yeah. I
But
don't know if Sabine's just being very sarcastic because the look Ahsoka gives her, she like turns around and she's like, what did you call me kind of face? So
she could
it was
be like,
just Sabine being a little shit.
well, it could be that like it once meant something to her, like she was calling her that unironically, and then Ahsoka walks away and she's like, master, like now in this very sarcastic way because, well, you left me. And maybe
But
that's
the
what
thing is, okay, I can't see Sabine. Well, I wouldn't understand Sabine being like, oh, train me in this weapon when she's already been trained in all different kinds of weapons. And two, it belongs to Ezra. She's in her heart. She's like, I got to give this back to him. Why would she need training
yeah,
in a weapon when she
because
knows she's going
a
to
weapon is
return it?
because a
And
weapon is a weapon.
she could learn
She
how to
may
do
not,
another weapon though.
because that's the one she's got, and Ezra's not here yet. It's not to mention about the sequel trilogy, but in episode 7, when Finn tells Matsumoto, I need a weapon, she's like, you have one, and hands him. The lightsaber ends up being in Rey's hands. It's Rey's thing. It's whatever she's got going on, but it's a weapon right now while we're fighting. Because Rebels ends right about ish where episode 4 picks up, we're facing like 5 years of like open warfare with the Empire now.
Yeah.
So for Sabine, who's trained in a whole bunch of weaponry and battle and whatever, she's probably just like, this is another weapon that at the moment the owner is not here to claim. So let me learn how to use it until I can give it, because yeah, I might as well.
But I feel like it has to be more than that for Sabine to take it so personally and that Ahsoka left. Like,
Yeah.
oh, you're just trading me with the lightsaber? That's fine, kind of thing.
I'm sure there's more to it, but I feel like that's at least part of it.
Yeah.
It's probably like, I'm sure it's got some sort of emotional meaning to her.
Okay, so the question is, does Sabine have the Force? Because Shin, this like, she's not an Inquisitor. She's not quite Sith, right?
I don't know. She's the
She's
dark
Sith.
side. She's on the dark side.
She's adjacent, at least, at the very least.
Yeah, she's dark side adjacent. We don't know what Shin or Balon's deal is yet. So
They have orange lightsabers.
I don't think Inquisitors is too far off.
Yeah, because
because Balon does talk about Anakin. Although Balon talks about Anakin, not about Vader.
Mm-hmm. Or could it just be one of those things where, like, Anakin and Vader are the same person?
I know, but I'm thinking if they met as Inquisitors, he would only know him as Vader, but if he knew him before.
Yeah.
And they're former Jedi. I feel like maybe this information's out there, but I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Point is.
But Shin says to Sabine looks like she's reaching. Like she's trying to do a force thing. I don't know. Again, trailers are deceiving. And Shin says, you have no power. Okay. So let's go back to my favorite Star Wars TV episode of all time, The Trial of the Darksaber. Because it's character focused and it's about lightsabers and I love it.
And it's about your fave.
And it's about my faves. It's about also my fave relationships. Like I love when Kanan and Hera are being parental and then like Sabine and Ezra are just being like brats. I don't know how to brats to each other, you know? Anyway, okay. So Hera and Kanan are talking about Sabine. Hera's maybe because she doesn't have the Force, you don't believe she can do this, which is actually wield the Darksaber. And Kanan says no. The Force resides in all living things, but you have to be open to it. Sabine is blocked. Her mind is conflicted. Does that mean people who are blocked from the Force can find a way to open themselves to the Force?
I think so. I think it kind of goes with what Luke's saying in The Last Jedi about like it's not a thing Jedis have and use. It's something that resides in every living thing, including every person. So that's one. And then I think the High Republic books and comics and all that kind of show that like there are Jedi and then there are people who are Force adjacent in some other way, who perceive it in a different way, who use it in a different way. And I don't think it's outside the realm of possibility that Sabine's not presenting like a conventional Jedi, but that she does possess maybe a bit more attunement with the Force than maybe other day-to-day people do. I don't think that's outside the realm of possibility.
Yeah. And at least in the idea of their teachings, because there's that episode where Hera gets hurt by Mandalorian and Sabine's, I'm going to go unalive some people, you know? I'm going to commit some crimes. And Kanan's like, no. And eventually Sabine's, yeah, you're right. And she's like, I was raised right. Like she believes like Hera and Kanan have raised her and she's learning these beliefs. So she has the Jedi belief system too.
I think the only potential problem with this, and it's not from a you and me perspective, like people like us watching it, I think the problem is that if they decide to go this route, most people watching this show, you are Jedi or not.
Yeah. There's no in between.
There's no gray area. So I don't know how that's going to be addressed.
Okay. And if I see anybody complaining about her being a Mandalorian and a Jedi, I hope to see your complaints about Grogu.
I have plenty. I'm kidding.
Don't make him come back, Arezou.
Oh, God, no.
Yeah. It's just very interesting that Ahsoka and Hera are comparing Ahsoka's relationship with Anakin to Sabine's relationship with Ahsoka.
Maybe she asked Ahsoka to help her tap into the Force. Like remembering what Kanan taught her. Sorry?
So she can find Ezra. Because he's...
So she can find Ezra, like...
With the purple.
Yeah, because she's got his lightsaber. She wants to find Ezra. So if she's asking, like, Ahsoka to help her kind of tap into that thing and unblock her mind, like Kanan said it was blocked, maybe that's why she's calling Ahsoka Master. That's the deeper reason.
Interesting. Yeah, I can definitely see her doing that because at the end of Rebels, Ezra leaves her message and it's like, I'm counting on you. Like, he chose to be
super personally.
She did. She's like, oh, okay, I'm going to stand.
I'm about to make this my full personality.
Be like, I'm taking over your tower. What the hell's mine? I'm watching. But yeah, he chose her to be the one to find him. So maybe she's like, okay, there has to be a reason for that, right? Like, I need to be, looking.
Here's my question. Are we finding Ezra this season?
We have to. We have to. Like, the boy's been lost for like a decade now.
We need him. And it's not just because he's like really hot now. I'm not even gonna pretend there's a deeper reason for it.
He needs more screen time, right? That's what
listen. Ivana Spandy posting on Instagram, "What an honor to play a hologram of Ezra Bridger." I'm like, sir, I know you can't give it away because it's spoilers, but you have to be more than a hologram. He's too good looking to just be a hologram.
I'm rewatching season 1 the past few days, and I'm like, wow, how we got here from this little annoying kid who I adore to we're getting this hottie.
Like, Bigoo in the best way. So
The ghost kids grew up.
they grew up nice.
Yeah.
They grew up
Everybody in the
nice.
ghost crew is pretty.
It's just not right. It's not fair.
That's why people should join the rebels, because the rebels are all hot,
Well, no, hang on. Hang on. Anakin's hot. Balon's skull is hot. Kylo Ren is hot.
Anakin is not hot when he joins the Empire.
But he used to
Well,
be
he
hot.
was technically hot for a little bit,
Yeah, that little window of time between getting knighted Darth Vader and literally being as hot as possible. Anakin's hot. Kylo
when
Ren
he's murdering younglings.
even though it was a temporary lapse in judgment, Kylo Ren was still hot. Martian Rowe was hot. The dark side got a lot of hotties.
I was saying Empire versus Rebels, so.
Oh, okay. I just went. Still, Balon's skull is hot.
Is he part of the Empire, though?
Well, he's the bad guy in this show. Well, I guess Thrawn's the bad guy in this show.
A lot of fics and art and all this stuff, like predictions, were like, Ezra and Thrawn are going to become BFFs because they're going to be
funny.
Wild.
I really wanted that to happen.
Me too, because it's so funny. But it looks like Thrawn's like, no,
It's
I'm
not.
back.
No,
I'm not done yet.
So, Thrawn is hot on those limited edition book covers. Not in the show, but on those book covers.
I don't know how I feel about Sabine possibly having the Force, though. I like that there's characters who don't have the Force who are good at things,
Yes, in that I agree.
And I don't want to hear more.
This is one of my major gripes with the end of Finn's arc, so I do agree.
Yeah, but I don't know. But again, it would be cool to see more characters use the Force without being like full-time Jedi.
Yeah, I think that's what they're trying with Sabine. I just don't know how successful it's going to be. But then on the flip side, I don't know how many casual viewers are even going to watch this show, because more than the others, it feels like you really need to have seen Rebels. I know they say you don't, but I don't know how much you're going to get out of it if you haven't seen Rebels.
I think they'll explain things enough. Be like, okay,
I hope so.
This is Hera, or maybe they'll do like they did before the Kenobi series and have a montage explaining everything that's funny.
An animated montage and then a live action series. I mean, maybe, like, honestly, that I think is the best thing they could do. I understand why they didn't do it for Andor, because you don't need it, but like,
yeah,
like them doing that for Kenobi and reminding you like what beats were important was like the best thing they could have done.
Yeah, and it was edited so beautifully too.
Yeah,
that was well done. So get that person.
I hope they do that for this too.
To Rebels, because also there's people who've seen Rebels, but it's been a while.
Yeah, like when was the last time I saw it? Like a couple of years ago. So, I mean, I remember enough of the big points, but like,
yeah,
I wouldn't say no to a refresher that like reminds me what's important for this show.
Or you could just rewatch it with me. Like,
that's a lot of rewatching.
I know. I'm already like, season 1's only 15 episodes, so I'm almost.
15 episodes, 22 minutes each. Let's call it 20 minutes. That's 300 minutes.
That's like a Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, but I have to pay attention.
You don't have to pay complete attention. Okay. We're going
I
off
can
that
zone
part.
out for large chunks of Lord of the Rings because they're fighting.
They fight in Rebels.
Are we gonna see Jason? I know he was in the Lego set, and that for some reason set Twitter on fire. But because everything always does. But are we gonna see Jason?
I don't know. Do you think we'll get a
I think-
flashback of Kanan?
No, I don't think we're gonna see Kanan.
Just put a beard on Freddie Prinze Jr. and have him in a.
I think they're gonna Padme him and just not talk about him.
Just not mention Kanan at all, but like we have too many characters to get through.
Because if you say Kanan and then you don't show Kanan other than like 2 seconds, they might name drop him, but I don't think we're gonna see him because I think it's gonna be too much for an incoming audience.
If they do have Jason, they will say like your dad, like my dad was a Jedi or something. That's
what I
just
can
like
see is like Hera talking to Jason being like your father, this
Mhm.
and that, and Jason being like my dad, whatever. Like that I can see, but like any in-depth conversation between the adults about Kanan, I don't think that's gonna happen.
just imagining Ezra coming back and being like Sabine has the Force now, and like Ahsoka was training. Just like,
Surprise!
and then like Hera and Kanan had a baby, and he's like, "What is going on here? I'm gone for a decade. So much has happened.
Only a decade.
It's gonna be interesting, I guess. I
Yeah.
cannot wait. Like another 5 weeks.
It's okay. I'll be here before you know it.
I know.
Let us know what you thought about the trailer. What are your
You
theories?
think? Yeah.
Be nice.
Sabine is gonna have the Force. You think she's going to maybe be a Mandalorian slash Jedi? Because I don't know. Yeah, Arezou, thank you for letting me be unhinged.
Anytime.
I'll be unhinged for all of August and September too. So just letting everyone know and be aware. May the waffles be with you.